I clearly have a lot of films on this shelf. It's a big deal. A lot of people, when they see it, are just like, oh wow, it's too many movies. Which is fair. Especially because on the odd occasion people will ask me how many movies I have, and I'll emphasize, I've got this amount. I can look on bluray.com and I've, got that My Movies app and I've scanned all the barcodes and it gives you a rough estimate, 2,640 odd. But there's always going to be more and less at the same time. More movies because some of them are collection packs with 2 or more films, Nightmare on Elm Street, 7 or 8 films, Friday the 13th, 1 barcode, and there's like 12 films. It's like, it sucks that that's a thing. Not to mention I have another Friday the 13th set which comes with 8 films. And another version of Friday the 13th. My god, so many versions of Friday the 13th. But in a video like this, I want to talk about how there are some films, and I have a pile, where I like that I have them, and I hate that I have them at the same time. Because for conserving room, I have to emphasize the ones or versions of films I want to show, or ones that I think if you're going to watch this film, this is the version you should watch. Because there are duplicates I have, many, many, many duplicates, some of which I'm trying to sell off, some of which I'm not trying to sell off. The ones I'm not trying to sell off are the ones that have exclusivities to them that you just can't get rid of. And I'm going to showcase a couple in this video to show just how fucking stressful it is to be a physical media collector when there's so many different boutique brands or so many different studio versions of releases. So let's dive into some. This first one I'm going to show off is going to probably turn off a bunch of people, but it's a really great example of just how different 2 different Blu-ray releases can be. It's Showgirls and Showgirls. 2 different versions, one that I'd gotten from the Sensual Cinema line of Umbrella Entertainment, and the other one I got from Vinegar Syndrome. I wanted to get rid of this once I'd bought the 4K UHD. However, despite the fact that this is actually a really nice version in terms of just artwork and everything, I don't think I can show off the inside artwork. Okay, that's not bad. The Japanese poster is actually really nice. Like, artwork-wise, this set's great. There is nudity on the back cover, so I can't show that. It's very, it's an explicit film. If you know Showgirls, you know what it's like. Oh, that's curious. Okay, so I've actually put the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray disc in here. There's no nudity in there, but there is erotic artwork, to say the least. But that was the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray disc, and you might be thinking, Julian, what the hell's that doing in there? Well, that's because the one on display I have is the 4K UHD, mostly because, again, you still get a pink spine, and it is a slimmer case, and it comes with, obviously, a slew of special features. On the inside, there are 3 discs, 4K, Umbrella Blu-ray, and the bonus features disc for Vinegar Syndrome. The reason I've kept the Umbrella version is because it comes with one extra feature that the Showgirls Vinegar Syndrome version does not have. And to be fair, they're both 4K restorations. This one just happens to be a UHD. And this one does feature a lot of special features. The main 2 contrasts is this has the more special features. It has the better transfer, all that kind of stuff. But this has 2 features that, so far, are distinctly exclusive. It comes with, outside of the speech by Paul Verhoeven at the Razzie Awards, great, you do get You Don't Know Me, Jeffrey McHale's feature-length documentary exploring the legacy of Showgirls. Now, it definitely seems like Vinegar Syndrome were not able to get the rights to place it on their Blu-ray disc, but of course they do still feature several interviews, including one with the screenwriter, one with the cinematographer and performance lighting designer, and then an interview with 2 co-editors, and with a few of the actresses. And Midnight Mass podcast hosts Peaches Christ and Michael Verratti, and the behind-the-scenes featurette. There's a lot of shit on this release, but it's just the documentary that makes the Umbrella version so exclusive, outside of some really nice artwork. And I know, you're already probably thinking, Julian, why the fuck did you buy 2 versions of Showgirls? Because it's a good film. I'm allowed to enjoy it. I just saw it last night in 35mm. It was fucking breathtaking. But it's a fun film, and the fact that it has this documentary on this particular release is great. And sure, I didn't need the UHD disc. I still don't need the UHD disc, but at the same time, I'll take what I can get, because Vinegar Syndrome have some fucking amazing UHDs. So, why not? But it just is an annoying factor that I can't get rid of this because this has a documentary that's exclusive to this release. Oh, that sucks. What else do we have? This is another US brand versus local brand. We have the 4K UHD of Silver Bullet from Scream Factory and the Umbrella Entertainment Blu-ray. Now, in all fairness, this one really dug me in because this 4K is tremendous. Both a excellent transfer and a fuck ton of special features, which you can see on the back there. Now, the thing is, most of these special features are already on the Umbrella release. In fact, they all are, except for one, which for me was the most pivotal one, which was called Dino's Angel Takes on Lycanthropy, Martha De Laurentiis Remembers Silver Bullet. Now, if this Scream Factory version had that one interview, I wouldn't have bought this. And that sucks, because this is already a great release, but this didn't have the interview because it has a commentary track by Martha De Laurentiis. It also comes with a new commentary by Eric Vespe and Scott Wampler, which is great. One that I'm very excited to listen to because I've always wanted to hear Scott Wampler talk about the film. Another person who had passed away back in 2024. But that's the thing with the Silver Bullet from Umbrella, is that interview is written by Lee Gambon, who also passed away last year. And that was the reason I went out of my way to get it. Sure, did I need to get this version if I was already getting the Umbrella version? Not necessarily, but for the extra commentary track, the new scan, a few more interviews as well, it's a fucking good release to get. And the Umbrella version already had a good transfer. I'd borrowed it from friends a couple months earlier and had watched it, and I was like, man, this is already a pretty good looking transfer, and the interviews were really nice as well. But I just wanted that extra uptick in detail, because it is a very shot at nighttime film. It is a werewolf film, it's going to be shot at nighttime. But also just that King's Cast commentary track sounds wonderful. So, it's an annoying thing when you get to that stage where, especially in Australia, when you can import a lot of different releases, and you realize that, oh, well, as much as the American version has all these exclusivities and these great picture or great quantity of special features or whatever, the Australian and or just local release in general has its own variability. Now, of course, the Umbrella version is out of print, so it's harder to find. I was lucky to get it for a good price on eBay. In fact, I actually got it for free, but that was because I had a voucher from work. It doesn't matter. And I got this for $30 on Amazon because it was on sale. So that's pretty fucking good. Now, this is 30 Australian dollars, not USD. That would have been about $60. So this was on sale. So that was a good way to get it. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll buy it anyway, because I wanted to get the film on 4K to begin with. So, sure. One's a freebie, the other one I actually bought. That's not exactly a problem, is it? That's actually kind of fine, especially if it's just for one, interview that's on a disc. So I'll take it. The last one is one that I really wanted to sell off. It is the Zavvi exclusive Clockwork Orange 4K Steelbook set. This is the deluxe, proper, the image unfortunately is really, really small, but it is a fucking beautiful set with a steelbook and artwork and a whole fuck ton of stuff. Now, initially, I was going to, like I said, sell this because I don't need to have a deluxe version of this film. I already have the standard 4K. But that's where the problem came in. Now, for the sake of it, I'm still going to show off just how nice this does look. And I'm not a huge steelbook person anymore. I've stopped collecting them. They're easily damageable. As pretty as they are, and I love artwork, it can be a bit annoying. But you might notice something here. There are 3 discs. There are not 3 discs in the standard release of the film, no matter what country you're in. This has an exclusive bonus disc that was only released in this limited edition set. How fucking annoying is that? I mean, it's great, because realistically, more bang for your buck, but also, I can't get rid of it now. I can't get rid of the extra booklet that it comes with artwork, all the extra posters. What the fuck else does it come with? Booklet, which looks, sure, whatever. It actually has, there's a little sticker in it that I actually kept. Is that going to focus? It will. Wow, look at that. There's a sticker. I forgot about the sticker. Sometimes I cut around the sticker. This is the collector's set, which includes a Clockwork Orange on 4K and Blu-ray, limited edition steelbook, Blu-ray bonus disc, 32-page booklet, double-sided poster and art cards, behind-the-scenes stills, and newspaper prop. It's an all-out set, back when Zavvi actually fucking committed to the bit and made good sets. And this isn't just a stupid booklet of pictures, even though it is actually nice behind-the-scenes images. There is, essays and little, vignettes and all kinds of stuff. Look at Stanley. All these great behind-the-scenes features like this. Oh, that's got a giant penis in it. Great booklet, 10 out of 10. Even this art design for just the folder is really nice. Like, there's so much just great in terms of props. That's got nudity. Art cards and posters, and they're all like glossy, nicely produced. Just nice reproductions of stills from the film, whatever. Some of them is artwork that I cannot show because there is nudity on it. I can show something like that, it's abstract and whatever, but it really works for the style of the film. Not to mention it has the newspaper on the bottom there. There's a lot. There's a lot in the set. But the one thing that is what kept me was the bonus disc. Because that's one of those things when you buy a lot of premiums being, usually steelbook hard case sets that have limited edition factors to them, booklet, art cards, poster, whatever it is, they're usually the kind of things that unless it's the only copy of the version, if it's the only version of the film that you have, then it's the only version of the film that you have. And sure, if you want to use that as a version to watch, you go for it. It's up to you. Like, I know plenty of people who buy several versions of a film just to have different premiums. I've done it before. I don't do it anymore, but I used to do it with, like, Scott Pilgrim or Shaun of the Dead or Alien. Or The Thing. The amount of copies of The Thing and Scott Pilgrim I have is uncanny. I've got 7 or 8 copies of each just from steelbooks alone, which is stupid. I don't need them. I don't know why I have them still. But at the same time, I just really love those films. With A Clockwork Orange, it was like, sure. I mean, this was to avoid buying because at the time we weren't getting a local Australian release. We eventually did, and I bought it as a sale. I think it was like 2 for 34K or whatever. Like, it was a good enough sale, plus 20% off, that I was like, good, it means I don't have to utilize the steelbook version anymore, and I can put it in my, steelbooks, collection. I can actually have it there. This one can stay up on the top of the shelf or whatever, and not be utilized. However, this comes with a whole bonus disc of featurettes, which I don't know how many of them are actually... this one has Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures. I'm pretty sure that is the... Oh, and Oh Lucky Malcolm, feature-length career profile of Malcolm McDowell, produced and directed by John Harlan and edited by Katya D. Vidas. So, to my knowledge, those two are exclusive to this release. Like, you can get the Stanley Kubrick one, I think it's on, YouTube or whatever. You can still watch it elsewhere. But in terms of a physical release, it's on this. It's like, what the fuck? That was just a thing? I never even realized that, especially the Malcolm McDowell documentary is just on this release. And so going for all these premiums I was wanting to get rid of because, again, I have standard versions. I don't need to have these pretty things. I can sell them because money. And that means I can buy more films. Oh, wow, it's a cycle. And so looking at this and seeing that extra thing, because I saw the bonus disc, I'm thinking, oh, that's strange. I'm pretty sure my release is only 1 disc. And, of course, I looked at it, and I was right. The standard Australian version does not come with the bonus disc. In fact, no version does except for this release. So, the benefit is, it's a really fucking nice release for a, 70th... It wasn't a 70th anniversary. No. It's like a 50th anniversary. But or 40th. I think it was a 50th anniversary. But for an anniversary release, coming with all the extra nooks and crannies of the posters and the art cards and the booklet, and it's a really nice booklet, it's got some good bang for its buck. Like, it would have done good on the second-hand market. But at the same time, that extra bonus disc, fuck it, guess I'm keeping it. Of all the premiums for a Stanley Kubrick film, and the one I'm keeping is this. I think I do actually have a premium release for the Full Metal Jacket, but that is the only version I have of the film on 4K, so I'm keeping that anyway. Whereas, I don't think there's any others that I would keep. I don't think I've got any other premiums for The Shining or anything. No. 2001 I've got the Manta Lab. Still, I don't need it. It looks pretty, but I don't need it. But yeah, so it's just there comes to times where I'm not wanting to have these premiums that I've bought, and I don't keep them in shrink wrap. Most of you know that. I will open them to appreciate them and love them and be like, this is great, I love this stuff. But over time, you lose interest in it, and it eventually becomes, hey, this is taking up a lot of room on the shelf, and I just don't need this hefty case. So you decide, I'll move on, sell it off on eBay and whatever for ideally a reasonable price, but you know, it's never that easy, is it? And that's just how it goes. So, in the end, I'm stuck with another version of this film. It happens to be a fucking good version, and arguably the definitive version, from the 4K to the Blu-ray to, of course, the extra bonus disc and all the extra little fluff, which is great fluff for once. But in contrast to the other ones with like Showgirls and Silver Bullet, it's just a featurette or two. Just one extra bonus on the disc that happens to completely sway me into keeping it. You know, Showgirls being a documentary, and Silver Bullet being one featurette. One interview. Now, in all regards, it'll mean that I'll keep Silver Bullet because my friend had worked on that interview and I worked hard to find that exact release. So, you know, that's on me, but I did get it for free, so I'm not complaining. Showgirls, on the other hand, I was like, damn, why the fuck did Vinegar Syndrome not get the documentary in their release? That really sucks. But that could also be said for something like Dune. I was actually considering, this is the David Lynch one, I had bought the deluxe steelbook version, whatever the crap, which comes with all these booklets and stuff. It's a pretty release, whatever, for the Arrow video release for the steelbook. And even after watching it and discovering that the 4K I have is faulty and I have to buy another 4K disc for it, which I've decided against because the Blu-ray works fine and also looks very, very similar. I was like, well, they had a sale at JB at the time, so I was debating getting the Viavision release because, sure, why not? It was still pretty expensive, like $60 to $70, which just fucking sucks. But it came with 2 extra bonuses that would at least make it something as a good addition to the collection, that being the TV cut, despite not being David Lynch's version, just a TV cut of the film, the extended, 3-hour version of the movie, which I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I don't love the film enough to watch a longer version, but I probably wouldn't be against it. But it also came with The Sleeper Has Awoken documentary, which was meant to be on the Arrow video release, and by the time the Arrow video release came out, that documentary was not finished yet, so they couldn't get it on the release, and it disappointed a lot of Dune fans. And initially I was like, man, that's disappointing, but then I was like, why the fuck do I care? I didn't even love the film the first time. I already had a standard bloody, Viavision Entertainment Blu-ray. I didn't need the 4K UHD. To be fair, though, looks fucking good on 4K. So, even just the standard 4K restoration on Blu-ray disc looks amazing. So I was happy to buy this deluxe edition release. Did I need, do I need an extended TV cut? Do I need, another documentary? No, not really. I've looked up reviews, and to be honest, it doesn't interest me that much to get it, as much as I love the fact that the Australian release of the film comes with 2 cuts of the film and a documentary. That's great. Lenticular cover and everything, that's great. There's a lot of great stuff that's in this release. But I decided against buying it. It would have been the 3rd time I've bought a Dune film. But, every once in a while, I'll have to double up or triple up or quadruple up on a film just to get the extra feature. Now, we all have that issue where we love buying movies, obviously. We love getting, a lot of people love getting, a lot of special features. The more bang for your buck, realistically. You don't just want a bare bones release of a film, whether it be a 4K, a standard Blu-ray, with an Atmos mix or a mono mix, or a fuck ton of special features, whether it's just a commentary or a lot of interviews. It's always nice to have the variety there. And I know I've bought plenty of films in the past where I've had to buy several copies of one film just to have a better version. And take a Halloween 3, for example. I'd bought the old Viavision release when I first saw it on a shelf. I hadn't even watched the original Halloween yet. I just saw Halloween 3 there, and I thought, hey, because it was in a slimmer case, which is weird enough in Australia, and I was like, hey, that looks like fun. I bought it, watched it, loved it. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't even know if I did. I think I had the original Halloween, the Umbrella release, which I'd seen maybe once before, and I still liked that film, but I loved Halloween 3. It gave me much more of an appreciation for it. Then you look up all the stuff, and people say how it's a piece of shit, Black Sheep with a family, and you realize, you know what? Maybe people are wrong, but that's fine. It is what it is. But then I ended up getting the Scream Factory because they did a 4K UHD, and they did a 4K UHD of the whole, Halloween line. So of course I bought all of those. And then Viavision was like, oh, hey, we're doing another version of Halloween 3, deluxe packaging, lenticular cover. The only extra benefit, despite it not being the same, like it's their same old transfer, it's not even the new 4K transfer, is that it comes with a commentary track. And that commentary track was done by Lee Gambon. And now initially I wasn't going to buy it, but, he passed away and I bought it the next day. And then I listened to it and it was great. I'm like, look, it sucks that I had to buy this film again, but to be honest, it was worth it just for that commentary track. So, and they do have the standard release now, so I don't, anyone can get it, which is good. But yeah, it became more value to me to have that release, even though I still have the old Viavision release for some reason. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's just one of those things when you're buying physical media that you constantly double up or triple up on versions of films, whether because you're upgrading for a visual or an audio or a special features, application. And it's nice to have the fact that these exist. Everyone wants a 4K version of this film and that film, an upgrade from the previous Blu-ray that exists, especially if the old Blu-ray is a dated master with a poor encode or a lack of special features. You want something better. And it comes down to that thing of, sometimes you can't even get rid of the old thing you get, just like with DVDs. You can't always get rid of your old DVDs because they will have special features that won't be on the Blu-ray releases. And that really sucks. When I went to get all the Disney animated films, I had to strive for the Diamond Edition versions because they had as big of a stack of special features as possible. They had all these newer releases from 2019 or whatever through to 2022, but most of them had gotten rid of these special features. They were basically one standard disc, maybe with a commentary, and that was about it. And I didn't want that. I wanted all the legacy features from the old DVDs. Sure, there are Laserdiscs that still have more special features than the DVDs do, but all those DVDs with all the special features being on the Blu-ray discs was all I wanted, and I was able to get them. So, I didn't have to double up, realistically, except for Snow White, which I now have 3 different copies of, including the old DVD, the Blu-ray Australian version, and the Japanese Blu-ray, only because I was in Japan at the time, and they had it there at Disneyland, and I was like, fuck yeah, I don't have this film on Blu-ray, so I bought it. And then I got the standard Australian version for about $10 on eBay, which came with the 2-disc set, as it was, with all the special features, and I was not against that, because I wanted to be able to actually navigate the home menu because the Japanese one was in Japanese, who would have thought. So, yeah. Anyway, nice collectible aspect to have the Japanese version, though. Sure, why not? It's the Diamond Edition, I'll take it. Or was it the Signature? I think it's the Signature Edition, so I think it came with less special features, and I wanted an upgrade over the, DVD release. So, anyway, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below about how you deal with having to have multiple releases of a film just because of, maybe it's different color timing, maybe it's different restoration purposes, special features or whatever. But let me know down below which one annoys you the most, that you have to keep this version of a film because it has this special feature. Take Halloween 2. I have, if I can find the image, do I even want to find the image? Halloween 2. This was a release from Universal, which I think I had to import it, a US release. I only still have this release, which is the 30th anniversary edition, because it comes with Terror in the Aisles. That's it. It's the only reason I still have this version. I've got the 4K. I don't need this, but it comes with a whole documentary that is just not in any other release, and the only way to get the documentary is to buy it by itself. And I'm like, why would I buy it a second time? I already have it. For the love of God. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.